So with that being said, let's start here. Bob Myers potentially to the Phoenix Suns. As you guys know, I cover the Phoenix Suns for Locked On Suns. We talked about this yesterday, and I got to be honest with you. Instant reaction is that I am absolutely floored that there's even a report that the Phoenix Suns may have real interest in Bob Myers, and potentially Bob Myers having real interest in the Phoenix Suns, which is even more important than the first part. Which, of course, what was widely reported yesterday was the Suns have interest. So there's still some things to do when it comes to potentially getting Bob Myers to the Phoenix Suns. And my instant reaction was, oh my goodness, Matt Ishbia might actually be getting it for once. And guys, I hate to stop myself mid-rant, but there is a fan going on in here. If that fan is too loud, let me know in the chat. I will turn it off. But for now, it feels good. But let's go here. I apologize. Yesterday when I heard this, I thought, oh my goodness, Matt Ishbia might actually be getting it. Matt Ishbia might be realizing he needs to take the Steve Ballmer approach, supply all the money you need and more for this team to be successful, be beloved by your fan base, and, do the hirings, do the firings. That's what owners do. Like Matt Ishbia said at his press conference, he enables. And you're like, wow. But here's the really crummy news about the Bob Myers situation, potentially to the Phoenix Suns. I spent the last 6 months talking about, hey, listen, I know Bob Myers is the best guy for this job, and I want him here as well. But the reasoning why it is a complete disaster if this doesn't happen is because anyone that you do hire over Bob Myers to be the Suns' president of basketball operations or general manager will be seen as a complete and utter failure. It doesn't matter what the resume is. It doesn't matter who they were with before, what they could do now. No one is going to judge them on that. Maybe in a few years from now, if the Suns look better, they will obviously get the credit they deserve. But anyone compared to Bob Myers will be seen as a catastrophic failure. Because Bob Myers is the big fish, and there's no one else that even compares. So let's say the Suns hire Dave Griffin. Good general manager, good president of basketball operations, has a pretty rich history in the NBA, although did get fired from his last job with the New Orleans Pelicans. Even if the Suns hire him, hometown guy coming home, not really, but was here one time for a stint, it will be seen as a disaster. The first thing I'll be talking about on this show, on Locked On Suns, if indeed Bob Myers is not the guy, will be, well, why wasn't he? Is the Suns situation so bad that Bob Myers just said this isn't worth it? But here's the good side of it. And I kind of mentioned this before. Matt Ishbia might actually be getting it. He might understand, like I predicted he would. Listen, he was a little hasty at first. He went after Kevin Durant. He went after Bradley Beal. He went after Tyus Jones. Those things didn't work. He thought you could just throw money at the problem. And that's only about 30% of the fight. You got to get the right people in here. And so you're seeing this and you're saying, wow, Matt Ishbia, he's going to have to give up complete control of the franchise if he thinks Bob Myers is going to come here. He's not only going to have to give up complete control of the franchise, but he's going to sign a massive check. $25 million a year, $30 million a year. Something so absurd to get Bob Myers here. And if that's the case, awesome. But it does worry me that maybe potentially Matt Ishbia doesn't want to do that. We saw him at his press conference last week. Maybe he's not interested in giving up any of his control. And if Bob Myers walks in, he's the man, and he knows he's the man, and he's going to be the guy to stand up to Matt Ishbia when there's a confrontation taking place, basically saying, hey, man, you paid me $25 million a year to be here. I'm the guy. You are not the guy. That's the kind of guy the Suns need. I don't know what exactly that's going to look like or potentially for it to happen. But here's the other thing. I said this yesterday on Locked On Phoenix Suns, and I know Eric Ruby from PHNX Suns said this too. My co-host Brendan Clean sent it to me, and he's like, you and Brendan are you and Eric are on the same wavelength. But, of course, our show comes out later than theirs, so it looks like I just read their thing and took what he had to say. But it was a really good take, so I'm a little frustrated I didn't get out there first, but it happens. If Bob Myers doesn't want to be here, I don't want Bob Myers here. One of the worst things you can do in life is take a job solely for money. Take a job because you have to take that job, because you need the money, because you crave the money. It's one of the worst things you can do. You will likely be unhappy. And what happens when that kind of stuff happens? You have a Monty Williams situation where the Pistons give him $80+ million a year and they have to eat that contract after one season because he doesn't really want to be there. Does Bob Myers want to be here because he wants the challenge, because he wants to go down as one of the greatest front office people in NBA history, get paid loads of money, or is he just here, not for the challenge, not for the ability to be seen as one of the greatest front office people ever in NBA history, but just because he wants to collect a $30 million check a year and be near his family who's in California? So for me, it's you have to absolutely want to be here. And then here's the last thing for this, and then I'll let this news breathe for the next couple of days. If the Suns get Bob Myers, let's say a new deal comes out soon, the Suns sign Bob Myers. Let's say that happens. Let's say the biggest fish on the market, Bob Myers, is going to be the next president of basketball operations for the Phoenix Suns. Let's say that's the case. If that is the case, let's just say this. All the people, maybe in my chat, who I care about deeply, who watch Locked On Phoenix Suns, who watch my personal content on the Ben Garcia show after it's posted to YouTube. Let me just say this. If Matt Ishbia lands Bob Myers, the biggest fish on the market, the absolute best resume to fix the Phoenix Suns, the apologies better be as loud as the disrespect for Matt Ishbia. Because the only talk about Matt Ishbia is doesn't know how to run a franchise, just throws money around, doesn't care about winning. That was something stupid Stephen A. Smith said the other day. All Matt Ishbia said is, money's not an option. I'll lose money. I'll go get the right guys for this job. So the apologies better be as loud as the disrespect, or you can stay on that side. You can stay on the wrong opinion of Matt Ishbia is a bad owner if he lands Bob Myers. Go for it. You want to stand by a wrong opinion? Do it. But you know what Ishbia is? He's aggressive. Sometimes reckless, but aggressive. Keep on putting money in your 401k without playing the lottery every now and then. Keep playing the penny slots at the casino and then be upset with your cash out at the end of the day. Go play 21. Put it all on red. Responsibly, of course. Be aggressive. Go get Kevin Durant. Go get Tyus Jones. Go get Bradley Beal. I'm not going to fault Matt Ishbia for running through coaches because he sees that it doesn't work and he's willing to pivot quickly. I'm not going to fault Matt Ishbia for going and trading for Kevin Durant. Maybe they gave up too much, but at least he was aggressive, saw the team before, wasn't going to win a championship, and now he changed his roadmap a little bit. Bradley Beal, it didn't work, but let's not act like me, Sandman, Aaron, Ivan, everyone in my chat, and the majority of Suns fans didn't think that it was going to be a good thing. And then Tyus Jones, we all thought that was the best free agent signing for a minimum deal last year. What does Matt Ishbia keep doing? Even though they're not winning, I'll get the best guys in here. I'll be aggressive. And if they go get Bob Myers, I don't want you singing your praises for Matt Ishbia if you're the same person that was saying this guy doesn't get it. He doesn't even want to win. He doesn't even care about winning. The stupid thing Stephen A. Smith said. So if Bob Myers is indeed the next general manager or president of basketball operations of the Phoenix Suns, you can be thrilled. Bob Myers is awesome. I do think it's got a real chance to happen. If he has interest and Matt Ishbia is willing to spend the money, and it seems like he's always willing to spend the money, this is not just a Bob Myers thing. This is a Matt Ishbia continues to do everything he can to win. And I'm sorry, If you think Matt Ishbia doesn't care about winning or he's a bad owner, I just think you're dumb. Or I just think you're acting dumb because you're frustrated. Because all this guy does is bring the best people in here to make it happen. But with that being said, if he doesn't land Bob Myers, there's that double-edged sword. He doesn't land him, get someone else, he will be perceived as, oh, did he go cheap? Oh, does Ishbia not want to give up control? How dire is the Suns' situation? So it's a double-edged sword. But if Ishbia lands Bob Myers, the apologies better be as loud as the disrespect. Don't come and tell me he doesn't care about winning and he doesn't want to spend the money. So that's how I feel about the Matt Ishbia, Bob Myers situation. And I do think it really does have a real chance of happening.